Hi, really exciting, fun guest on today. I'm just gonna pull up Instagram. Hi, everybody. Just a little bit. Happy Monday. Happy Moon Day. We have a very exciting guest coming on today. Her name's Kiara Carter, and she's an energy healer and has her own organic skincare line. And we're going to be talking about the self-healing journey. I'm very excited to have her on. I just actually ordered some of her face oil, so I'm really excited to talk to her and her inspiration behind her products and her journey. We just connected because, as all of you know here, hi, good morning, Gabriella. As you all know, this community, we're really centered on and focused on and just kind of passionate about like returning to our true natural selves, right? Coming back into center, coming back into a place of where we can listen to our own natural rhythms again. And remember that really each one of us has the power to be our own healer and our own leader and our own guru. We have everything inside of us, despite what capitalism, the patriarchy, yada, yada, yada has taught us. So I'm really excited to talk with just an amazing goddess. I was looking over her products this morning and everything just felt so infused with so much spirit and so much resonance. So hi, Kiara. We'll have you on in just a minute, really. I'm gonna pull a card for us for the week, and I want to give everyone a heads up. I just started doing last week on YouTube. There's a free cosmic energy report every Monday, so I'll be going up later today. That kind of gives you your whole astrology weather report. It's like your emotional weather report for the week in one spot. I know I do these talks in the morning, but you guys know I get up on my rants. I talk about all kinds of things. I have my guests on. So I thought it'd be good just to have like a 10-15 minute easy, digestible way to understand the upcoming astrology. So that'll be on YouTube later today, but definitely some things to think about. We're gonna have like an ocean of emotion going on again this week. We have Mercury in Cancer. Oh my gosh, I live in this jumpsuit, Kay. It's like my summer wardrobe. It's just this and a crop top. No bra, nothing, just freewheeling in the jumpsuit. So yeah, we have Mercury is stationing in retrograde on Wednesday, late Wednesday into Thursday. So it's like just when we thought the astrology of now couldn't get just more wild, we have on top of Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, Venus retrograde. We have Mercury is going retrograde on Wednesday, and then later this month, Neptune will be joining the retrograde party. So I'm going to go into deeper detail of what that means for you on this video, and then we're also going to be posting some videos of what this means for your sign, the like do's and don'ts and the heads up. Yes, and we're in the middle of eclipse season, and this year it's an extended eclipse season. So normally eclipses happen in pairs, in duos, and in axes. This is gonna have we have 3 eclipses, and the eclipse that's happening on Sunday, it's a solar eclipse, the new moon in Cancer. It is a ring of fire eclipse, which is already kind of intense, meaning that the moon is a little bit like projected to be smaller than the sun. So there's like a ring of fire around the moon, which is kind of cool and cosmic. But it's also an eclipse that's at 0 degrees of Cancer. When I see 0 degrees of Cancer, which is a cardinal sign initiating new beginnings, Cancer is the womb space, Cancer is the feminine, Cancer is rebirth. I'm like, oh, okay, like we're going through a rebirth portal as a collective. But just know that with Mercury in Cancer retrograde and Venus retrograde, it's just going to make a very emotional week. Beautiful emotional breakthroughs can happen, but you might just be feeling like sad for no reason. Mercury is the communication planet, and you have consciousness, cognition, and it's in Cancer, which is more of a feeling planet. So you might just feel something. It's like a lot of nonverbal communications. You might just feel something and don't know, you might not exactly know what it is or where it came from or how to communicate it, but just know that it's valid, okay? Everything that's coming up right now is for our healing. Everything that's being revealed is for our healing. Sit with it. Don't turn it away. Don't push it down. I'm sure Kiara and I will talk about this, but part of self-healing is really embracing all parts of ourselves and that all emotions and feelings are valid, righteous, and that they're here to teach us something in the moment. So I'm going to pull a card. Like I said, tune in on the YouTubes. We have later today a whole like 10-15 minutes just of your astro, your cosmic energy report, your astro weather going down. And then, but really the big things this week, Mercury retrograde late Wednesday, and then the solar eclipse in 0 degrees Cancer on Sunday, which also coincides right with the solstice. So I'm going to pull a card. What do we need to know? What does the collective need to know right now? Before we talk to lovely, beautiful goddess KyAira, let's just see. What do we need to know for the week? What are we focusing on? Okay. So we got the Siren. So I love this in the Archetype deck by Kim Kranz. The Siren totally makes sense because we have Mars in Pisces right now. And so Mars is the god of war, more having to do with the sacred masculine energy, motion, going after something, very direct. It's how we fight, it's how we battle. And I keep hearing, like, within my own head and also from people I admire in the field, this is like a spiritual battle we're in. So the Siren comes to remind us of the Pisces, in Mars and Pisces, that we are in. Also Neptune, you made a strong conjunction with Mars last week, and Neptune is the planet of our evolution, our spirituality, the energetics, also, you know, where we can be disillusioned or where we can detach from reality. But really, everything that's happening right now is in due order, and it's the revolution. But all of like that's happening, it has to be grounded in our inner work, right? And heart transformation, soul transformation, or else we're going to end up right back where we started. So this is just a Neptune and Mars and Pisces reminder that the Siren, like, you have to kind of go within, flow, find the things within you. Like, where can you up level your spiritual mastery, your spiritual practice? And like, you're doing it not just for you, but for the collective right now, to raise our frequencies, raise our vibrations. We are going through a portal of energy. This eclipse is like, we're getting activated with some 5D vibrations, 5D energy. We're in like the galactic center. There's so many things that can upgrade and shift right now, but they have to be centered in compassion, love, diving into shadow work, illumination of, you know, the things that we haven't wanted to look at for a while. So you guys hear me say this all the time, but this Siren, very cool. And I like it because the Siren song, I always think about too, our voice, right? Like in the Little Mermaid mythology and story, and we're going to be talking a lot about storytelling with my cosmic bosses tonight, and the power of storytelling, the power of myth, power of decolonizing storytelling in honor of Gemini season. But in that story, what does she lose? She loses her voice, right? And she gives up her voice for her dream, for her fantasy of being a human and having 2 legs and the whole thing. So this right now, the Siren is asking us, like, you don't have to give up your voice to live to live the life you deserve, to live a life. You actually like not only should you not give up your voice, but it's so important right now. The Siren song, it's magnetic, right? It draws the sailors in to their death. LOL. But it's just, this whole Gemini season has us thinking so much of the power of words, the vibration that they send out the spells that we're casting. Every word is a spell, every post is a prayer. You keep hearing me say it, but this just feels like the reminder for this week. So we're going to go with the flow. Mermaids are not afraid of the deep end of life. Sirens, right? They go into the depths. They have their song, they sing about it, and they're like very free. Like mermaids don't travel in a linear fashion, right? They go wherever they need to go. So just trust the energy of this week, trust where it needs to take you. Remember that this is there's like spiritual battle happening that's just as important as the earth battle. Hi, Haley. So I'm going to take a sip of water and then I'm going to invite on Kiara to come talk. I'm so excited to chat. She has like so much magic going on. I'm going to have to just calm myself down on what we're going to chat about first. But, I'm very excited. Has something like dry in my throat. I don't know what that siren the energy is trying to teach me about, like maybe using my voice more or maybe less. So yeah, this is our card for the week. All right, so you guys join me in a warm cosmic revolution welcome. For Kiara Carter. So any questions, as always, drop them in the question box. Hello, beautiful. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. You are in some beautiful light right now.
Yeah, I like to. My apartment like faces the east, so I get to see the sunrise and get some sunlight in the morning coming in. So
It's so radiant. You're like a plant or something, just like soaking up the sun. I love it.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming on today, and thank you for
Absolutely.
taking the time out of your schedule to talk a little bit about self-healing and your journey and what you do.
Yes.
So I guess first of all, before I jump into it, I just want to hear everything about you and I want to hear all about your story. But first of all, just, how are you feeling this morning? What feels present for you? What's going on over there?
I feel really good, and your message and the card that you pulled definitely resonates because I have been feeling like I'm an introvert, so like using my voice is sometimes I'm like, oh, I just want to kind of stay in the background, but lately I have been feeling more like I want to tell people about, just myself, tell my story, encourage people, inspire people. So, thank you so much. Yeah, so that definitely resonated, and that's how I'm feeling. Like going into this week is how can I show up more? How can I share more? Use my voice.
I love
for
that.
Magic.
So. Beautiful. Kay is crushing on you there.
Thank you.
That is, yeah, like how can we show up more? I think you're probably not the only one who's an introvert here. I feel like we're kind of an introverted community in general, like everyone who hangs out here. So I think everyone's probably just like deeply feeling that right now. And this is the time of like the introverts who've been doing all of our inner work, and now it's like,
now it's
you gotta tell people about it.
You should heal too.
You gotta share that wisdom. So on that note, we'll definitely introduce yourself because you do a myriad of beautiful things. So introduce everyone to you and your brand and then who you are.
Absolutely. So my name is KyAira. I am a wellness entrepreneur, energy healer. I have a skincare line. I kind of just do all the healing things. Yoga instructor and sound healer. So I make natural skincare by hand. It's all handmade. And I practice Reiki, distance Reiki it's been, of course, lately. But looking to get into I'm located in Houston right now. So I'm looking to getting back out and seeing about some communal events. But for right now, I'm doing, the distance Reiki thing and teaching about self-healing online. I have a self-healing course. I'm just really into the healing because I do it like personally. I'm on a deep personal healing journey, and I'm just like inviting everyone along for the ride and sharing all the things that I've learned over the past couple of years. So I moved to Houston. I'm originally from the East Coast. I grew up in Maryland, DC area, and I was working full time after I graduated college doing sales and marketing work for a home builder, and it just was not where my heart was.
Yeah, your vibe. You're like,
Yeah,
I'm a goddess.
like,
I don't know if I can spreadsheets and like call.
This is not working for me. I was just like, this is not. And so something in me, I have family here in Houston. My dad was here. My brother is here. So I had been here a couple times, but it wasn't like a place that I grew up or anything. But the thought in 2017 of moving to Houston crossed my mind, and my heart just felt really excited about it. And I couldn't explain it logically. People were like, why are you moving to Texas? Like, this is so random. And I was just like, I would say, well, I just want something new and I want to change. But it was really just that I was being called, and I was just answering that intuitive call to move. I didn't know what was going to be here for me when I arrived, but I was like, that seems like a choice that I need to make. So I came here at the end of 2017, beginning of 2018, with intentions of finding full-time work again, actually. But the universe was like, no, that's not happening. I had just received I just completed my yoga teacher training before I left DC and moved to Houston. So I had that, and so I did part-time like serving work, and then I also worked at yoga studios. And that's really when I fell into my like deep healing journey, because I got to a place where I knew I needed support when it came to my mental health. Yeah. And so that was another thing. I was like, I thought about starting therapy, and it was just a feeling in my stomach was like, yeah, that's the right move for you right now. That's what you'll need in order to get you to where you want to be. Because of course there's like all these limiting beliefs when it comes to like following my dreams and doing what I actually want to do. Right.
Getting the call is one thing, and then actually following it takes a whole other skill set and work.
It took me a year of going to therapy. That was my thing. It took me a year before in 2019, at the beginning, I was finally like, okay, even this part-time work I know is not for me. So what is it that I want to create to provide for the world and, have a sustainable business? And it ended up being skincare, because I was like, it just comes really naturally to me. I had always been mixing oils and, making masks for my own hair, masks for my skin. So I was already into it, and I had been doing it since college, since high school. So I had been doing that for a couple of years, had some knowledge, did some studying on herbs and the way our ancestors used herbs to heal themselves. That before we had like mainstream medicine and man-made things, they used plants. And so I dove deep into studying that and reconnecting with nature in that way, which led me to having my skincare line. And then through that, doing events, vending, selling the skincare, networking with people, meeting other healers. I ended up getting, going out to California for a wellness convention. It's called Wellness Con, run by one of my friends. And when I was there, I got did a Reiki session, and it like completely shifted my life. Like I was like, what is this? Like I felt the energy in my body, and I was like, I'm very connected to whatever is happening right now. Like I'm feeling and seeing the visions that I got while I was in that space. And so that's what led me to Reiki. And I realized like my journey with yoga, because I've been doing yoga since 2015. So this was before I even moved to Houston. I just realized that it was so much deeper than that. Like, yes, yoga is something that I love, but it's really the energy work is the base of that. And I use movement through yoga and sound healing and Reiki to facilitate that movement of energy. But the basis of it is definitely like, this is energy healing. So through the summer, I was doing my studying on that. And over a year later, here I am, full on like.
Wow, that's just a year ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, things happen. So it seems like things happen. For me, I'm like, this is a process. It took me 2 years since I came to Houston, started therapy, but it has been quick. Like my entire life has changed, and it's because I listened and I allowed myself to do what it is that I felt led to do, even if I couldn't logically explain it, and just trusting that whatever came up, I would be able to work through it, which I have. Of course, entrepreneurship is not easy. It is not like automatic, here we go. Like, it's not for everyone. But there's just an importance of listening to that intuition, that inner voice, because that is really how we heal. And that's how we create a life that we actually enjoy. Is by looking inside and saying, like, okay, what is it what's working right now? What's not? And moving past the fear of, your mind will tell you all the reasons why you should not or cannot do X, Y, Z. Like, oh no, I shouldn't move to Houston because that's so far. I started my life over. I don't know anybody there. So many reasons, but I was like, we'll figure it out.
Mind, you relax. Take a nap in the back seat. We'll figure it out. Oh, I love that. First of all, I just want to like breathe in your story for a moment because it's so beautiful. It's so encouraging. It's so empowering. And it's so, at the foundation of the work that I believe is so true in the world. Like, tune into yourself. Your intuition knows exactly where you want to go, how you want to do it. It's just like getting your mind, out of the way.
Yeah, getting past that.
Getting past that mind, and then using that intuition to go like deeper in yourself, to do that self-healing. And then like almost for every step of healing, you're also doing something out in the world too, like something you want to share, whatever you're healing. Like again, healing doesn't happen in a vacuum or a bubble. It's like you learn something and then you immediately are like, I guess I should share this with people because this work, like you're like, okay, and that's what we're all sort of put here on the earth for, is to learn something about ourselves so we can step into that wholeness and more to that wholeness and then be like, hey, you person, this thing worked for me and helped me heal, so maybe you want to try it too. So that's so beautiful. And I love how like kind of like the artistry of all the different things, the yoga, the sound healing, the plants, and
how it all came together,
and it all comes together. Okay. Well, I guess
I wanted to say, it definitely feels like that too. Like I've noticed just in observing the way that I work that it is like it's a contraction and an expansion. Like I'll go and kind of be MIA for a little bit, doing my own healing, shadow work, and it's like, where is Kiara? But then I'm like, I created this 3-part self-healing series where it's like I come to you with all the things that went through my mind and whatever came out. It's like it is a really sacred experience or process of just like, going inside and really retrieving this information and going through it myself, and then coming out and sharing it and saying like, hey, somebody else might be going through this. Somebody else might be trying to figure out how to get to the next step in their life. And I have a couple of tools that I want to share with you that have helped me. And I share a lot in the course that I have. And so it's like, I'm not telling you to do all these things, but here is a whole host of things.
Right.
See what works for you.
Right.
Test things out, because that is really how we figure out
Right.
what is for us, is by, testing. There's no blueprint that anybody can give you to say, here's how you.
Right. It's not a cookie cutter.
I can't tell you how to get there. I don't know what you want to do, but I can tell you how I've been able to allow myself to be led there.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That is so beautiful. I'm so curious what your astrology is. Do you know what your sun, moon, rising is?
Yeah, I'm a Scorpio sun,
of course,
Virgo moon, and Libra rising.
Okay. So I always say to my business partner, I just need to guess more, but I'm always nervous about guessing, and like if someone doesn't, I don't know, resonate with the sign. But I was definitely gonna say Virgo and Libra, because high Virgo placements are always amazing businesswomen and very casually. Like, I just figured out how to launch my own skincare line, went to a wellness convention, have a whole website, 3-part series in like a year. Like Virgos are just like, okay. And Virgos are the original earth healers and like the priestesses and like the connected to the earth healing. So like definitely some Virgos in there. Libra, because first of all, you're beautiful, and that you're like involved in beauty and beauty as a form of ritual and healing. And then the Scorpio sun is like, duh. I'm like, of course. Also, Scorpio suns just fearlessly transform their life. Like you said, like everyone's like, why are you going to Houston? You're like, because like my soul is calling there. Like, duh.
That's it. Yeah.
That's a really good big three. I definitely knew that Virgo and Libra was in there. So that's so, speaks so beautifully to what you're doing now. And of course the Scorpios, like everyone, like you said, off, creative, journaling, work and stuff, and shadow work. When you throw in the casual shadow work, I'm like, you gotta have some Scorpio in there.
I have definitely learned, like, Scorpio being the sign of transformation, I'm still learning, but that finding comfort in the fact that I'm always transforming. Like I arrive somewhere and I'm like, oh, I can breathe, and then I'm like,
here we go again.
Person in a couple of weeks, and especially lately, I'm like, I am tired, but I'm fired up. But I'm like, whoo, it's been a lot to look at the past couple of months. Everything going on, me observing myself, observing the world. It's just like, wow, a lot is changing. And so just being more comfortable with that, because when change is coming in, but you're still holding on to the old, it hurts more than like just saying, okay, let me just release, let me just allow this to happen, be in flow, and allow this transformation that's coming over me to take place.
That is such a good word that you just said. Allow, like, that resisting and that clutching onto the old. It's like we're all, I think especially to be on a spiritual path, you have to die 1,000 deaths to yourself of like, that version of me gone now. Okay, on to the next. In the spirit of seeking deeper truth within ourselves and in that connection to spirit. But like you said, that allowing, it really is, and I think that's such a good word for people to hear, because I think sometimes change, it definitely takes work, but sometimes it's literally in the process of just letting it flow,
letting
right?
go of those old things,
Oh, that's so good. Okay, so let's talk about your skincare line a little bit. I think everyone needs to know all about it, because you are glowing with a capital G. So I think everyone's like, yeah, okay, Maddie, spiritual transformation, but like, what is the skincare line about?
Skincare, yeah. So the skincare line is really about reminding us that there is medicine in nature. I infuse all of my products with different herbs. So I have steeped oils, and I also have soaps that are infused with herbs. And so, I just really wanted to remind us of like how powerful nature can be. These products are really good products. Like there's this myth, I guess. People are like, oh, I'm not too sure about natural products. Do they really work?
Right.
And I'm like, this is really powerful. really powerful medicine that, and it is very much an ancestral connection too, that I feel, because I know and have studied that this is what a lot of people's ancestors across the world, different indigenous cultures, were using and growing different things and different herbs and flowers, and using them both like topically for skin, but then also ingesting them teas, which I have tea blends as well.
Ooh.
And yeah, so I really like playing with herbs. There are some of my favorites that I play with, chamomile and calendula, which are so healing for the skin.
Oh, so good.
Rose, lavender, super moisturizing. And so these oils, are just made with love, and then also have that natural medicine infused into them.
Functional. I know, it's so good. I remember I'm a Virgo sun, so I also deeply connected to herbs, and a few years ago I just had like that aha, like, wait, this is all around us, and like nature gave us like everything we need. And I remember being at kind of like a farmer's market type thing where I used to have a juice company, and I was selling some tinctures, and people are like, I don't know if I believe in all this new age stuff, and it just like hit me of like, it's not new, it's the oldest age stuff, like the stuff that you're drinking for indigestion, the Pepto-Bismol, or the skincare stuff when you go into like a pharmacy, like that stuff was just made like in a lab, and that's very recent actually. And like and then I started going into these places where I'd always go shopping before that, like the CVS's, the whatever, and everything felt so like dead to me. Like I'd pick up a product and I'd be like, there's no like life, there's no like life force, I guess is the word I was looking for, like the vibrations of it. And so I think it's just funny when people say like, I don't know if it's gonna work or that, and like, I mean, it works, and it's what people have been using since like the beginning of time. And so it's so beautiful to come back to that. I think that is part of like when we talked about offline, we said this part of your journey is connecting people back to nature, because like nature is just an extension of us. So it's also like saying like, I trust.
We belong. And it is like we have this role, and somehow we've gotten removed. We can talk about all the ways that we've been removed from what is so healing for us. Like, this is for us to connect with and use. So I just am all about the return, all about the using the tools to heal ourselves. And you're so right about everything kind of feeling dead. And I think getting into energy work has heightened that for me, because I'm thinking about like the intention behind everything. And so when you think about some of these big name brands, and they're like mass producing this product, and there's like no love behind it. It's really about, okay, we're going to put whatever chemicals in here so that this lasts 5 years on the shelf. And then, we're really just thinking
put that
about
on your skin,
selling it. And your skin is absorbing that. It's going into and so we just have to be more mindful about the things that we're putting on our bodies, into our bodies, because when it comes to self-healing, and I teach about this, like all healing is self-healing, you're just putting yourself into optimal healing conditions. So when you're eating healthy and putting good things onto your body, you're allowing your body to do its job. You don't really have to work for the healing to get done, but you're just providing that nourishment so that your body can say, oh, okay, let me heal, let me clear this skin up, because I got some water, I got some good products. Like, your body does it automatically.
It's so powerful. That's back to your point about the allowing. It's like your body wants to heal and regenerate and flush toxins out and heal, rosacea or acne, or it wants to do all this stuff. We just need to create the optimal healing environment, like you said, to allow. That's powerful. That's very powerful. I think what you were just saying, when you think about the whole process, the being mindful. I think being mindful is like what we're all trying to return to, because I think for a while our society was trained to be just like mindless, like not putting
Yeah,
thought
and
into
going
things.
on autopilot. It's just like,
Autopilot, all right.
just go.
That product, oh, there was an ad that says that product's gonna reduce my wrinkles by 80%. Buy it, slap it on, eat this, do that, go through our life kind of like numb. And we're all going through this awakening. And your products, I ordered one of your oils this morning because I was on your Instagram and just wanted to check in, tune in with your energy before we spoke. And I was like, and I said it before you logged on, but I was like, your products felt so alive, like looking at them. I was like, they're made with love and intention. They're made with natural things. Like that's what I want. Our skin is our largest organ. I was like, I'm like, I want Kiara's energy, like in my skin right now, not like freaking Johnson and Johnson or whatever these companies are. And they're like in these weird factories and an assembly line and the whole process of making it to like you receiving it. And also I think the mindfulness is in natural products and also supporting small makers, like not that you're small energetically, you're huge, but I mean in terms of like independent artisanal makers, like it's just easy to go on autopilot and like, oh, I need something on Amazon or just run into like a Walgreens or whatever, wherever everyone shops. And like once in a while, if you really need something, an emergency, or you need like, something happening, of course, pop in, get your like anti-diarrhea medicine if you're just gotta do it in that moment. But if you have a little bit of time to focus, especially I think the skin, I love that you operate, especially in the skincare, because it's like that's like we're absorbing stuff all day long from our skin. And I think to be able to this part of this like shift and awakening and revolution that we're going through is like, let's support really authentic, soulful, intentional people who have the intention of like, let this product help you on your healing journey versus just some corporation shipping something out. So and your stuff is also, I just want to say everyone, your stuff is very reasonably priced. I just want to say to everyone, like, I think sometimes people associate like small batch or natural with really expensive.
Yeah.
I was like, no, your stuff is so reasonable. Like anyone could afford that. And so thank you for also keeping your work reasonable.
Absolutely.
So, okay, so let's see. Let's talk about some of your self-healing tools and part of your journey, because there's probably so many tools as a Scorpio. You're like, had so many journeys, but what's one that I think some self-healing is hard if you haven't been on the journey yet, because you don't even know what these words are or what it feels like or looks like. So could you walk people through maybe an example of like, okay, like this was a moment that I felt XYZ, and then this tool helps me understand something about myself or help me feel XYZ?
Yeah. So I would say like the most powerful tool, and it's the most simple as well, is meditation. Like that to me, and I like to explain, like one person, I was doing a live one time, this young lady was saying to me how she just couldn't figure out how to do it right. Like she was like, I just don't, I don't do it right. My mind is racing whenever I sit down, and I'm like, that is the point. That's doing it right. Like it doesn't have to look like whatever idea of meditation you have, but even just in a moment of overwhelm, when I am trying to figure my life out and I just feel overwhelmed, I stop myself and I just breathe. And I say, I come into this moment, and that is meditation, is really arriving at this moment and coming inside, and even admitting, like it doesn't have to be I get answers or anything, but just admitting, I'm having a hard time right now and I need some space. And so that practice is like a timeless one that I will always preach and always go back to, because it's really so powerful to just stop. Take a breath. It doesn't have to be this long, drawn out. It could be 3 minutes out of your day just to check in, because like you said, we're on autopilot and just not even realizing that we're living life. And so to come back into life, come back to the breath of life, and really focus in and say like, okay, this is how I'm feeling. Let me check in. I'm overwhelmed. What might I need? I need to take some space. Let me step away from whatever it is that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to nourish my body. So just stepping back and asking yourself what you need in this moment so that you can provide that in order to heal or move forward.
I love that.
I think that would be like my number one.
And it's like $0 and everyone can do it.
So simple. Everybody can do it. It's so easy to just stop for a second.
We're also streaming on YouTube, and someone, Mr. Doggo, said it's really hard and coming back to the breath is tough, and they are saying that they've tried and failed many times. So just to your point, I just want to elaborate that there's no doing it right. There's no failing. It's literally just the mind and the intention and bringing your energy back into yourself in that moment. And like I know people who are meditation teachers and doing this for many years, and they're like, no, we don't our mind still races when we sit down. Like we're humans. Like
I wouldn't have to meditate.
Yes.
That's the reason why I continue to come back and do it, because my mind continues to race. That is, and you when you stop. Because your mind might race either way, whether you're racing or whether you're stopping. And so when you stop, you're giving yourself the opportunity to observe observe the thoughts that are coming up, and either sort them out or just acknowledge them. Because sometimes, I mean, think about how many emotions we go throughout the day, and what comes up, and this is energy. This is energy and motion. And so if you're not acknowledging or moving that, it'll stay there, and it begins to manifest either into a physical illness or it manifests into something mental, energetic blocks. And that is how we get to the point where we're like, anxiety attacks. I have been there. And so I'm just acknowledging that I need to acknowledge these emotions that come up, even if I don't know what to do with them, just admitting, like saying, okay, I'm mad right now.
That is
I'm feeling anger. There's rage. And even, that naming it and acknowledging it can help with the healing process.
Yeah, I love that. That's beautiful. I hope that helps Mr. Doggo on YouTube. But it's like, I think we all need to hear that. It's not about doing something and doing it right. I think we live in a society that's very performative, action, goal-oriented, want to do things perfectly. We all, that's just how we operate. And this is not that. It's a meditation practice. And I love what you said about just greeting and seeing your emotions and maybe naming them. One of my teachers always says, like, name them but don't claim them. Like, I'm feeling like guilty right now. I'm feeling really stressed, or I'm feeling really uncomfortable, or I'm feeling really like whatever it is, jealous. But it doesn't mean that I have to like claim that. That's not like my permanent state. It's just identity. It's not my identity. That's just something I'm feeling in the moment. And just that alone, if you just sit with yourself and take a few deep breaths and like let that feeling come up, that's a meditation practice, and that is deeply healing. And again, $0. I think some people think your spiritual journey has to look like this whole thing and get the new clothes and the crystals and the things and the plants and the books. And it's like, that's cool, but it's just the $0 stuff that's not very like sexy to the outside world. That
is like incredibly powerful though. Like this is where it's at.
Seriously, I love that. That's a good tool. That's very powerful. Okay, bye, Mr. Doggo. They're logging off. So, okay, so let's tell us a little about your self-healing course, because I'm sure a lot of people are listening to this. And what I believe is that we all have the ability to heal ourselves, but we do need a guide sometimes, because we're in it. We are in the deep end. We're in the weeds, and we're just like getting tossed around by emotions, by our life. So having a guide or a mentor, a healer, or a teacher, I think just really helps especially when you're beginning this journey, but at all stages. Like I have, I still go to therapy, I still have my healers, I still have my teachers, because it's hard to go somewhere on your own that you haven't gone before. Like having someone just give you one tool here, one thing, do this, hold on to this, think this way. So walk people a little bit through like what this, I saw it on your Instagram, the 3-part self-healing journey.
Yeah, so it's a 3-part online course. The first part is an introduction to self healing. So if you have never, you're not sure what self healing even is, what that means, haven't started a healing journey, this is like a perfect place to start because we get into what, like the fundamentals of self healing, what it is, what that looks like. And then in part 2, it is healing guided by nature. So I talk about our connection with nature and the different ways that we can heal through connecting with nature and connecting with nature's cycles, like the natural cycles that occur, and how we're already in rhythm with that. And so then when we continue to align with it and use it, powerful healing can happen. And then in part 3, it's protect your energy. So we get into energy maintenance and setting energetic boundaries, what that even looks like, what it means, how we're in an energetic relationship, because we are all, there's this illusion that we're not connected, and we are all very connected, like even down to the science. We have, our electromagnetic fields playing with each other as we're in relationship and being around people. So there is like this, unseen relationship that we're in with each other and then also with nature. And so in the course, I just expand on that and talk about how we can leverage that for healing ourselves. And I advocate for self-healing so much because I've found that the only way we're really going to change the world is if we change ourselves, like on an individual level. We have to stop worrying about changing everybody else and telling everybody else what they need to be doing or not be doing. And I'm just like, well, if we all worry about ourselves and look inward and figure out, what we need, then wouldn't that change the world? Like that,
absolutely
has an effect on the collective. So that's really what the course is about, is going inward and figuring out what works for you so that you can heal, become a better person, follow your dreams, do what it is that you want to do, figure out what your gifts are, what you, because I believe that everybody has some type of gift that when they share with the collective and pour into the community, it really helps just the world to be a better place. So if we all can come to a place where we're feeling okay, physically, mentally with ourselves, then we can begin to show up for others just in who we are. Like it stops feeling like work.
Effortless.
And it's just like, I'm just being, even me today, I'm just being who I am. I love
literally.
Nature.
You're like, I just love nature.
For me to talk about, because that is just, it's who I am, rather than, trying to put on a show and, just feel like I have to work so hard to be something.
It's also why we're exhausted. It's just all trying to be something we're not. And I love everything you're saying is exactly why I decided to dedicate my life to this too. So when you're talking, I'm just like, yes. But it's true. Like you said, it's if we all focus on ourselves instead of like pointing the fingers at other people, that's already a huge shift that's going to happen in the world, because we realize and we take responsibility for our own selves. Like, okay, I feel upset, but instead of projecting my trauma onto some stranger that walks by me or onto my employees or to my partner, I'm gonna sit and meditate like Kiara told me to, and take a few deep breaths, and like before I react, like that alone will just change the world. And then you go deeper into your shadow, and you go deeper into how abundant the world is and nature is, and like you start like clearing all of this stuff that we've been kind of programmed to think. And then like you said, you have that thing in you, and like you want to share with the collective. And what I love about it, Amy pointed out how lit up you are when you talk about it. That's why I believe everyone has a purpose. It doesn't matter if it's something that you feel like you don't really know how that contributes to society moving forward, it does, because you're lit up about it. Like, you're lit up and it keeps you in that magnetic high frequency state. Like when you're talking, it's literally high vibrational just to watch you talk about it. Like, it's just healing to watch you in your purpose and in your power. So I love everything. I hope, obviously we're going to link to your Instagram, both of your Instagrams and the stories after this, but if you're watching this and you've been feeling like, yeah, disconnected, dejected, downtrodden, depressed, anything, like, reach out to Kiara, this 3-part self-healing journey. You will be surprised, because there's a part of you that's been waiting for it too. Like, I always find out when I got into any kind of healing work, I'm like, I don't even know why I'm here. I don't know why I'm taking this class, reading this book, at this workshop. And the second I sat down, my heart was like, yes. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, absolutely. So the course I'm doing live workshops. So part 3, the live workshop is on Friday, but if you register for the course right now, you'll get recordings of part 1 and part 2. So the recordings will be sent along with the email correspondence that comes with the course. And then also, I do my distance Reiki. So if you would like to receive energy, work one-on-one with me, we can get more personal to see what has been coming up for you lately, what needs to be cleared out. And that'll be more like a one-on-one type of thing. So those are the options.
Yeah, if you've never had Reiki before, treat yourself to it. Like Kiara said on her journey, like, you kind of just like, I don't know what this is, and then you feel it, and you feel we all need to have space, especially right now, I feel like, to let some energy go and let ourselves receive. So that's beautiful. So do you want to I'll obviously link to your everything in the stories, but you just want to tell people, should they find you through your website, or are you a DM kind of lady?
So you can, everything is on my website. The course registration, you can register on my website using the link in my bio. My website is www.yokyniorganics.com, YOKYNI Organics. So the booking is on there. You can go to services and book a Reiki session. And then under, I think it's digital offerings is the tab, is where the self-healing series online course is that you can sign up for.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much for inviting me on.
So amazing to have you on.
Watching one of the live streams that you put on YouTube, and you were like, if you want to come on and share your story, and something lit up inside of me, and I was like, I need to DM her right now because she's talking to me.
You're like, my introvert self probably just got a download to share my story, and then you're like,
I really felt led to come on and just have a conversation with you and talk and share. So I appreciate you for holding the space and and inviting and using your platform to come and have other healers come on and share what they're all about, and having us connect through these interwebs.
It's so magical. We live in the time of the interwebs, in the ether. If you're in Houston, I'm on the East Coast, we get to connect. And thank you for sharing your story, because I think we all could see endless Instagram posts, Pinterest quotes about healing yourself or connecting back to nature, but you telling your story makes it come so alive. Like, even for me, like, I love energy healing and plants, but even right now, I'm like, damn, I gotta go sit and really sit with some of my plants. I'm so excited to receive my face oil from you. But thank you for sharing your story so vulnerably, so beautifully. So everyone, go follow Kiara, go follow Yokyni Organics, and just embark on your own self-healing journey. It always will pay off. It'll take you to some wild places, but it'll pay off.
Yes, but it's worth it. It is so worth it.
So good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for tuning in, all the comments. Yes.
And I'll talk to you soon.
Yes.
We'll be connecting.
We'll be connecting, absolutely. Bye, beautiful. All right, everybody. That was Kiara from Yokyni Organics. So I'm going to post in the comments, we'll link to her website. Okay, so go check her out. Her stuff's amazing. She's beautiful and just like a treasure trove of knowledge. Okay, so have a good day, everyone. I'll see you soon.